I hope you guys are doing really well today. I just wanted to talk to you about the ESO 2024 global reveal that they did. At the moment of me recording this, it was like yesterday, last night, whatnot. Hopefully I can get this out in a timely manner, but we will see. So yeah, if you have seen the trailer and if you've seen the global reveal, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Let me know if you're excited about anything at all. If you enjoy this video as well, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, everything like that. So I'm going to try and also keep this sweet and to the point. So the chapters normally release in June. This chapter is going to be released in June 3rd for PC and June 18th for console. It is called Gold Road, and it takes place between Cyrodiil, the Gold Coast, and Valenwood, which is really cool. Valenwood, Bosma, Wood Elf, my favorite. So yeah, the new chapter features a Forgotten Daedric Prince storyline, the Westerworld Zone, Scribing, which is a new sort of system skill type thing, which I'll talk a little bit about what they spoke about. Of course, we will have a new public dungeon. Hopefully we'll have two. We'll have delves, and there will be a new 12-person trial, which I feel like would include some sort of skin or mount to match the look of the Miramore sort of creatures and stuff. We will have new world events, which they didn't actually touch on what they would be like. But they could be anything from the Dark Anchors, the Harrow Storms, or the other sort of like world events we have across the other chapters. And of course, there will be more. So they're introducing a new Daedric Prince, which ties into the end of the Necrom chapter, which is really cool because they left off the Necrom chapter on a pretty big cliffhanger, so it will be cool to sort of expand on that and, you know, go further into that storyline and find out what happens and everything like that, because that Daedric Prince is now free, so that's awesome. Next thing I'll talk about is a big new system, which is Scribing. So Scribing is their take on spellcasting, where you can tap into the fundamental elements of magic by unlocking skills that we can customize how it interacts with the world, its unique effects, and more. So they created a new ability apparently for every weapon skill line and more, which is really interesting. So all the weapons we have will have a new skill for them, whether it's literally just like one new skill, and it's somewhere in the skills section. I don't know, but by the sounds of it, they said one new skill for each weapon. So whether they will also add more in the future, it's very possible. So these skills have customizable elements, which will be interesting to see what choices we have. They did show some choices. Hopefully I'll have some clips on the screen for you as well, about the choices that you can choose to sort of like customize these skills to fit you, your role play, your group, anything like that, anything that you want to really do, hopefully. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what choices they have. They did show a few, and how like different you can make your build to other people's builds and stuff like that. I feel like this sort of stuff will maybe be quite interesting for people who really enjoy the PvP side of things. So by the looks of what they showed, there are 3 different slots that you can change up, but the skill will always have a sort of like a base function is what they said. So the skill will always have something that it literally always does. You can just sort of add to it, which is pretty cool. So they did show one of these like skills off, and it was for the bow weapon, and it was called Volt Grimoire, which looked pretty cool. We could do like a little backflip, which is really cool because I've seen a bunch of like enemy NPCs do that, and we're gonna be able to do that now, which is pretty cool. But it seems obviously it's tied with this specific skill along the bow skill line. So some of the things that I did see that you could add to customize your skill with the 3 different slots that you can use. There was Fire, Venom, Taunt, Restoration, Snare, Damage over time, Restoration over time, Expedition, Maim, Lifesteal, And there were a lot more as well. I just don't want to list them all now. But hopefully they'll be on the screen somewhere as well. So I'm wondering if these options will stay the same throughout, no matter what weapon you choose. Like, these sort of options will always be there for you to choose. So no matter whether you choose a staff, a bow, dual wields, two-handed, one-hand shield, whatever you choose to choose, whether these options will always be there, like the fire, the restoration damage, the maim, the lifesteal, stuff like that. So they mentioned that your weapon will always have sort of like a base function, so it will always have a function that it does. So with the bow Volt Grimoire one, the shooting at the floor is sort of like its base function, and then you backflip out of the way, sort of thing. I think that is that skill's sort of like base function, but then everything else you add on can just like change its uses. So the primary script that you choose will determine the main effect of the skill and its resource cost. By the looks of it, you can always tailor the specific weapon to sort of like if you're a DD, a healer, or a tank. Hence how you could like shoot down a heal over time and then backflip out of the way type thing. So that's cool, that's interesting. So a unique bow secondary that they mentioned was something called Hawkeye, and that gives the player a stack of Hawkeyes a bonus, which will increase the damage of their other bow abilities for a short time. So obviously that is something that's very specific to the bow skill line. So whether other weapon skill lines will have something similar to that, that'll be interesting. So I don't know if they will have like more than one weapon specific ability, or whether it will just be like, for the moment it's like every weapon gets one weapon specific thing, but you can also choose between everything else, like I mentioned, like the fire, the venom, the taunt, all of that stuff. So that's going to be really cool to see what sort of weapon specific abilities the other weapons have. I'm also pretty interested to see the animations for the other weapons. Seeing as the bow one was like a backflip, I'm wondering what sort of weapon animations we're gonna have for other ones, like sword and shield, two-hand, stuff like that. I hope that they're cool. But as far as I'm aware, or as far as I saw, we only saw the bow one, which was like a little backflip, which was pretty cool. So the abilities for the like little skill thing for the scribing section, the weapon will always have a base function, which is what it does. Then it will have its main effect, which you can change. So that's sort of like the main effect that it does. Maybe it's like putting down poison, putting down fire, heal over time, stuff like that. And then the second option that you can choose is individualizing the skill to match your build, and it ties directly into the parent skill line, which is what they said. And then the third option you can choose is like a buff or a debuff. So it's pretty cool. Lots of different combinations by the looks of it that we will have. I am wondering how we will level this, whether it will be a simple, if you have a skill point, you just put a skill point into the skill tree. And you know, you have the skill now, and then you can level it up how you level up the weapons and stuff like that just by using it. But they did show in the reveal that there was like this little shrine that they went to, and it looked kind of interesting because it made me wonder if we have to find these shrines, like we go out and we find sky shards and stuff like that. I'm wondering if we have to find these to unlock different skills. Maybe like we have to find one of these to unlock each thing, like the fire, the venom, the taunt, and so on. I don't know, I feel like that would be cool because they could maybe put those across other areas of Tamriel, not just in the new area. Although saying that, I will quickly say this new scribing skill thing, you will have to purchase the new chapter to be able to do this. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video. I apologize. But yeah, I'm wondering if it will be something like we have to go around and collect things. They also showed like a big Indrik and stuff like that, which was cool. So yeah, there's a lot that I'm interested in finding out more about. The scribing stuff. I think the scribing thing is the thing that I'm talking about most through this video. But yeah, I'm just interested to see more about that. As always, I will probably play a little bit of the PTS just to check out the zone and stuff like that. But I don't know if I will dive too much into the skills when that comes around. I'll probably just do that when it fully comes out. But yeah, anyway, I'm interested to see how it works, how we sort of like level it up and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the whole scribing. It's not necessarily what I was thinking of when I was thinking of spellcrafting. I would have personally really loved like a class that had like no weapons, sort of like your fists were your weapons, or you had like gloves, or I don't know, like a wristband, or you had some jewelry on or something like that. Just something that you could put into your weapon slot, but you have spell casting abilities rather than literally having a weapon. So everything comes from like your hands, like ranged and melee, stuff like that. That's what I was thinking when I was thinking spellcrafting. This wasn't it personally for me. I would have preferred something where, you know, I want magic shooting from my phalanges. I don't know. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of the scribing stuff and if it is something that you are excited for. So something that they also mentioned as well is you can choose different skill visuals, which will be in the game that you can earn as earnable rewards while playing the game, which is really nice. So it's just like different colors to different skills, I guess, to make things fresh and stuff like that. It's cool. I'm always a fan of anything that you can earn, so like visual, cosmetic wise, anything like that that you can earn like through the game just by playing, or whether it be like a quest item or stuff like that. I feel like these different like visual effects might be tied to antiquities. I'm not sure on that. This is just me like spitballing, but I feel like maybe it will be tied to antiquities. You know, like in antiquities, sometimes you have the music box, sometimes you have skins, you have we've had a mount in the past as well for antiquities. We get furnishing items, we get I think I said music boxes, but we get crafting stations, stuff like that. I feel like maybe partly some of these visuals, or all of them, would be earnable through scrying like antiquities, but I don't know. They didn't mention about how you get them. They just mentioned that they would be earnable in game. But there we go. That's my opinion on that. The zone is split into 3 unique biomes. The zone is called the West Weald. I think I said that right. So it's 3 unique biomes with their own looks. We have the Gold Road, we have Dawnwood, and the Colovian Highlands. The Gold Road is like the Gold Coast, which I quite like. The Gold Coast, it's quite minimalist, but it looks quite nice. Like, it's nice to go there and just have a roam around. It's quite small as well, the Gold Coast. So yeah, the Gold Road will be similar to the Gold Coast. Dawnwood looks honestly like it will be my favorite place, because it's all sort of overgrown and jungle like, and that's sort of this side of the Valen Wood like creeping in. So I really like the look of what they showed of that zone, the way that the buildings and stuff had like vines growing through them, and the forest is all like overgrown and, you know, foresty. That just looked really cool to me. That's sort of the thing that I like in that, and I can't wait to explore it a little bit, hopefully on the PTS whenever that is available, and then obviously in game. And the last area is would be the Colovian Highlands, which is sort of like rocky and mountainous. I feel like out of the 3 of them, I feel like that would be my least favorite area. I slightly feel like that section would sort of match the Cyrodiil look the most. So yeah, it's not, I don't think that will be a favorite, but again, I will have a little roam around on the PTS or whatnot and then decide whether I like it or not. But yeah, those are going to be the 3 new zones. So to close up, I'll just talk a little bit about the roadmap that they showed on the screen, which some of it had me pretty excited. So the roadmap, this is like the roadmap for the year. Obviously, they only really shared 2 dates, which the first part is coming out in March. And then obviously we have the release of the Gold Road in June. So in March, we will have 2 new dungeons with, of course, items and collectibles. There will also apparently be quality of life improvements happening then as well. And then in June, we have the Gold Road, which is the new chapter, releases with the new zone, the West World zone, and of course the scribing system, which is pretty cool. And then I can't remember the dates of when the last 2 little bits normally happen, but where we used to have another 2 dungeons be implemented into the game, we have apparently a new housing related feature, which is really cool. If you guys have seen any of my housing videos, then you know that I like housing. They didn't speak really much about it. They literally just mentioned that there will be something housing related. So I'm excited to see some more about that. I have my fingers crossed that it's going to be a no item cap implementation, but I don't know. I literally have no idea, apart from me just wishing that there was no item cap thing. I don't really know what it could be, honestly. They are also doing more quality of life improvements in that section. And then the last section of the year, so the last part of the year, where we would normally have sort of like the second part of the newest chapter, we are getting 2 new companions. Again, they didn't mention anything about the companions, so we have no idea what race they are or anything like that. My hope would be that they don't go down the route of before being like 2 males or 2 females. I would like there to be one of each, so you know, if you like the companions, you get a choice. For me personally, I wouldn't be too mad if it was 2 males, but to keep the peace, seeing as they've had 2 females and then 2 males, I think that they should just do a male and a female. I really would like the male to either be a Nord, a Altmer, or a Dunmer. Those are my top 3 wishes for a male companion. As a female companion, I'm not too bothered, don't really care. But they can be whatever to me, because I don't really use the female companions. But yeah, anyway, last section of the year, we are getting 2 new companions. If that's your thing, if that's not your thing, you can just ignore them. As well as the last part of the year, they are apparently doing a new PvP related feature. No idea what that would be. Personally, I don't dive too much into PvP unless there is an event or I'm maybe just like bored or something. I don't know. I don't really do a lot of PvP. If you do a lot of PvP, then let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. I mean, they really didn't give away much, literally just new PvP related feature. So I personally have no idea what that would be, what I would want it to be, because I don't really PvP much. But if you do PvP, then let me know in the comments what you would like this new PvP related feature to be. How many more times can I say PvP? Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video here. That's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about. I think I covered most of what I wanted to talk about. Of course, if you pre-purchase the update the chapter and stuff like that on release, you will get some items depending on what option you choose, deluxe edition, stuff like that, and everything like that. And also, if you pre-purchase it, I think you get a mount and a little mount pup to match. They're okay, but they just kind of like it's just a wolf with a fancy armor. I kind of sometimes really wish that the mounts in that would be a little bit more unique. But yeah, so there's that, and I think that is about it. So I will leave this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you watched the reveal or if I have missed anything, then let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the reveal. Let me know if you're excited about any specific part. But other than that, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.